Hey everybody, Crow back again with another pickups video. Yes, it's been years since the last standalone pickups video. At the time I was kind of getting burnt out on them, and then I slowly started putting the pickups in those monthly review videos, and then at the last one I did, I was like, you know what, I think I need to do these pickup videos standalone again. You know, that was the bread and butter of my channel way back in the day. So let's bring this series back. And I'll be changing things up because I always like to change things up. But for this pickup video, I've got some Switch games I'm going to show off. Again, this is stuff I bought in the last couple months. Switch games, PS4 games, maybe talking about some Steam games that I've purchased, even though you really can't pick them up. They're, you know, digital and all. And then something else. So I'm going to roll the old intro, and then we're going to jump into those pickups. Alright, before we get into the Switch and the PS4 stuff, I gotta talk about the TurboGrafx-16 Mini I picked up. And since I want to show that off, we're gonna cut to a different angle so I can show it to you while I talk about it. Alright, the TurboGrafx-16 Mini, and I'll try to have some footage running like around this area. But I originally had this pre-ordered on Amazon since July of last year. 2019. The price was $99.99, $100 for this thing. And what's interesting is that all of a sudden, because of this pandemic going on, at least that was the reasoning, they were putting this on hold indefinitely. So about a few weeks ago, I noticed people were getting this, and what they were saying is they were ordering it from Amazon Japan as an import to export to import, so I did the same thing. I made an Amazon Japan account and I ordered this through Amazon Japan. It wound up only being like $10 more because of shipping, but I have it. And the reason I did it is because if they're selling this on Amazon Japan, I don't know if the Amazon US is just going to cancel this outright. I mean, I could have waited, but just the uncertainty of if they would actually go and say, okay, we're going to release these now, like later this year or something. It wasn't that I had to have this. It was just that I wanted to make sure I got this because I love all those mini systems. And in fact, if you've seen Metal Jesus Rock's video recently, he did a video on all of the minis, like 7 of them, and they were the 7 I had. He put this at his second favorite, but I have to say, I think this is my favorite. Now, there was also the Europe got the core graphics version. I think Japan got the PC Engine version, and I think there's slight differences in the games between all the regions, but that didn't matter to me because I was thinking eventually I'll be able to mod this anyway and put the games on here that I want. And I've done that for most of the other systems. The only one that I hadn't been able to do that for is the Neo Geo. And I think that's just, I'm waiting for a more reliable way to do it. As far as I know, you can only put one game on at a time. And it's a little bit more complicated than the other ones. I'm just waiting for a more simplified version of that before I go ahead and mod that one. But I'm not going to go through all these games. There's over 50 of them. What I thought was interesting was the fact that you could swap between TurboGrafx-16 games and PC Engine games. But what's interesting is that there are TurboGrafx CD games in here, as well as there's a couple of Super Graphics games in here. There's a Ghouls and Ghosts that was a Super Graphics, but it doesn't really necessarily say that, but I know it is. There's another Super Graphics game in here as well. It was even hard to count exactly how many games are in here because some of the games are actually doubled. Like Ys Book 1 and 2, I know is in the US version and the Japanese version. There's just some games in Japanese that I'm not going to be able to play, like Snatcher. There's Ys 1 and 2 here, and I wonder if they put it up here as well. Yeah, here, Ys Book 1 and 2, right here and right here. It's the same game, but one of them you're not going to be able to play unless you know Japanese. Just a whole bunch of weird games, and that's what I like about this. This is like a really interesting mix of really, really good games and games that I'm like, these games are kind of iffy. But the Castlevania Rondo of Blood alone is like a good reason to get this. I couldn't stop playing that one. And Alien Crush is on it, though I'm disappointed that Devil's Crush isn't on it, though I'm sure that if I'm able to mod it, that's going to be something I put in there. But yeah, the system itself, let's pull it out here. What I thought was pretty cool about the system itself, there it is. It's not as mini as the other mini consoles, but it is smaller. I do have a TurboGrafx under the house, I think, but I'm not going to pull that out. But what was even really interesting is the fact that this pulls out. Now, unfortunately, from a design perspective, they put the HDMI and the power under here. So you have to put the power here, and then you have to run the power through here and here. And it's just a pain if you want to keep unplugging it and plugging it back in. But, yeah, that's attention to detail, just to have this plate on the back of it. Even, you know, the advantage of 2 controller ports in the front. Original TurboGrafx only had 1. I wonder if they're going to have some sort of turbo tap for this. Or maybe you could just use a USB hub if you want to play some of the games that I think have more than up to 5 players. I know there's a couple Bomberman games on here that would take advantage of that. But yeah, it's just such a cool system. And then the controller, yeah, just like the TurboGrafx controller with the turbo switches and everything. So this to me is my favorite. And look at this cord. Look at this cord. It goes on for I don't know how long. It's such a long cord. So it's like Konami that put this out realized the mistakes that other people were making, other companies were making with their mini systems, like the NES Classic, the SNES Classic with their short cables, or I don't know, like just a really abysmal release of the PlayStation 1. And they were like, oh, we're going to put a ton of games on here, and we're going to make sure the controller's long enough. Unfortunately, like I would kind of almost wish that this part didn't come off, and you could just plug it in the back here, or at least it didn't have to route this all over the place. But otherwise, yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this TurboGrafx-16 Mini, my favorite mini console to date, and I'm looking forward to actually modding this one day, hopefully with My Classics, see what I can put on it. Maybe you'll have to have a USB stick, or maybe there's some memory left over in here just to throw a couple more games. Either way, even as it is, I was playing this. I was like, oh, I'm only going to play this a little bit to capture some footage, and I think I played it for like an hour and a half. I was like, whoa, where did the time go? But yeah, just excellent. Excellent system. Highly recommended if you're able to get one of these. All right, next we're going to talk about the 3 Switch games that I've picked up. 2 of them I picked up on the same day on Amazon, and it happened to be Mario Day, March 10th, and I looked up and I was like, hey, you know, I wonder if those games that I want for the Switch are finally on sale, because these Switch games hardly ever go on sale. And sure enough, they were. So the first one I picked up here was New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. I gotta read the title because it's hard game name to remember, actually. Mario, anytime, anywhere, with anyone. Over 160 courses. Includes New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U. Play as Toadette and Peachette. She gently floats down when she jumps. That's all it really says on the back of the box. Up to 4 players, it says up there in the corner. I've always been looking for a copy of this that cost less than $60, yet this game never seemed to go on sale. But on Mario Day, I checked on Amazon and it was $45, so I picked it up. I enjoyed these games on the Wii U. This includes both Mario Bros. U and Luigi U, or whatever, 2 games combined into one. And since I really don't turn on that Wii U anymore, I like getting these games on the Switch. Yeah, I bought this on Amazon, $45, and what can I say? I played it a bit. Me and my wife played it. She enjoys playing this game because these are like the first kind of Mario games where you could play with up to 4 people in a level. So we were playing these together. We played through the first world and a little bit of the second world. We haven't really played it since. Yeah, fun game. Let's move on. And the other game I bought on Mario Day was this Super Mario Maker 2. Make and play your own Mario levels. Choose from 5 different styles. Make together. Create levels with a friend on the same screen at the same time. Play together. Enjoy your levels with up to 4 players on the same system. All new story mode. Help the Toads rebuild Princess Peach's castle as you play through over 100 levels. So again, this one was on sale on Amazon on Mario Day, except this one was $40. It's a little bit cheaper than New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. But I really liked the first Mario Maker game on the Wii U. I spent a lot of time making levels in that. Now, one of the reasons I didn't buy this at launch is because I knew I wouldn't have time to make levels. So I bought this with really the intent of playing other people's levels and to play the story mode. And that's indeed what I did. I couldn't put this game down until I finished the story mode. There's still levels I can play in the story mode. I just haven't done that yet. But I was just really enjoying the story mode. I don't think I'll ever get around to making my own levels in this. If I ever get the Mario urge, I'm probably going to pop this one in over New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, just because like of all the different levels I could play, whether it be in the game or basically just going online and finding levels other people have created. And yeah, to me, this is more fun than the other game, Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I hate having to remember to say that. All right, the last Switch game I purchased on March 20th had to get Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've played every single one of these games. How will you live your island life? Nook Inc. presents the Deserted Island Getaway Package, the ultimate island escape. Craft and customize your world. Build tools and furniture from island resources. Celebrate the seasons. Seasons unfold in real time and reveal new events and activities. Gather friends for island adventures. Local or online play. Up to 8 players can play in a single island. And party play. 4 island residents can play together. So originally, I wasn't going to pre-order this game because I figured I'd just walk into a store and buy it, no problem. It's not going to be hard to find. I couldn't find any pre-order deals with a bundle that I really liked. So I was like, I'm just going to, walk in the store and buy this. And then unfortunately, the virus hit, and I was thinking, and this was about the time where all the stores were closing down. So I was like, okay, I'll just order it on Amazon. So I pre-ordered it on Amazon, and then a couple days later, I get a notification saying that, oh, your game's going to be delayed till Tuesday. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do the whole weekend? So I really wanted to play the game right when it came out. So I canceled my Amazon pre-order, and I pre-ordered from Best Buy, and I did the... actually, this was before Best Buy actually closed down in my area, where you could only do the pickup. So I actually was able to walk in there and get the game. But I was just thinking that I'd pre-order it just in case I wasn't able to, and sure enough, that is the case. It was the case like a week later, where anything you bought had to be picked up through drive-by pickup or whatever. All the stores are kind of converting to that method. But as for the game itself, yeah, I got totally hooked on this game. This is easily the best Animal Crossing I've played. I have played this literally every day since I got it. And I really like the progression in the game, where you start out and you don't have that much to do, but you're going to be focused on little things. You've got long-term goals that you kind of set for yourself. You want to do. You want to invite all these villagers to your island, or they're not really villagers at the point. All these characters to your island. You want to set up this, you want to set up that, and then as you're progressing, it gives you these short-term goals to do. So if you can't do anything it's like, well, we could set this up, but it's going to take a day. Well, then you can go do these other things that earn more points, and then eventually you get to the point to where everybody's there. You've got KK, coming to your town, and then you get the ability to alter your whole island with cliffs and rivers, and it just and put pathways down. And then because I've set things up a certain way, it's like, well, I could do this path, but this kind of thing is kind of in the way. Well, let me move this thing. Let me move that thing. So I've been playing this game for about a month at this point, and I'm moving stuff around, changing the terrain to get everything just the way I like it. And it's just really fun to do that. I don't know, I'm just really enjoying it. But also the online aspect of the game, where my friends are playing online. It's so easy to go visit their town and everything. And to me, it's just fun to see what they've done to their town. So I was like, oh, I see what you did here. I like your design style or whatever. I like the way you kind of modified your island. Plus, going to other islands and everything opens up more items for you to purchase and everything. But even if your friends aren't online and you want to play the game and you don't want to do any of your short tasks and you can't really work on your long tasks, you could just buy a ticket to go to a mysterious island, just a random island, and just have fun on this little island. They really, really, really open this game up where there's always something to do. What's funny is, like, I'll go on, I say, I'm going to play this for an hour, and it's like 3 hours later, and I'm still really haven't done the things that I kind of wanted to do, because I always get distracted. It's like, well, I'm going to move these trees, and then you run around, oh, there's this bug here, oh, this character's in the town, let me go do this stuff. It's just, this game is like perfect. And like it's been said before, it's perfect if you're stuck at home. And people are really finding that they do enjoy a game like this. In fact, my boss at work kept hearing good things about it. He bought 2 Switches and 2 copies of Animal Crossing New Horizons so him and his wife can play. So this is a system seller for the Switch. So one of the other YouTube channels I like to watch is Escape from Gaming with Dean. I think the channel name is Vinny Corleone 62. I'll put a link in the description. He had a video showing pickups he got from a GameStop that was going out of business in his area. Actually, I think he went to several GameStops, and it got me thinking, I wonder if there's any GameStops in my area going out of business, and sure enough, there was. It's a GameStop I don't typically go to, but we drove by and we saw the going out of business deal in the window. And the first time, I went there twice. One time a lot of the stuff was like 30% off, and the second time the new games were like 50% off. So basically, I'm just going to show off. I got a couple of PS4 games there, but I just wanted to show this off really quick. I did get this figure here. This is Kingdom Hearts. What's Kingdom Hearts? It just says Kingdom Hearts. It's Tron and a soldier. I think I paid like $5 for this. I didn't really care so much that it was Kingdom Hearts, but the fact that Tron was in it, that was the reason I bought it. Wow, look at me go dark. Covering up the light while I'm showing. There we go. Look at that. There's Tron and there's a little guy there. But I don't know if I'll open this up or not. It does say, yeah, clearance on the back, $9.8, but it was half off, so I paid less than $5 for it. But when the new games were 50% off, I bought 3 PS4 games. First of which is this one, Slay the Spire. The critically acclaimed fusion of card games and roguelikes has arrived. Craft unique decks, encounter bizarre creatures, discover relics of immense power in an ever-changing dungeon run to the top. I've heard good things about this game. I would have bought this on Steam, I just never did. But since I saw a physical copy there, and the new price was $14.99, so I paid less than $7.50 for this. I really didn't know how complicated the game was but I sat there and I played it, and it's just so easy to get into. I picked it up, and I just kind of ran with it. I only played it a little bit, made it all the way to like the last boss of the tower or whatever, and then he just utterly killed me. So, but yeah, it's a card game. I like card games like this. I've seen good things about this, so for $7.50, I was definitely going to pick this up for the PS4. Second game I picked up from a GameStop for half off was this one, Helmut the Badass from Hell. Helmut the Badass from Hell is a fast-paced bullet-storm dungeon crawler that cranks the nonsense up to 11 and puts you right in the thick of it. Loot, buy, and equip. Collect soul stones, gold, items, and weapons. Buy new equipment and defeat the more demonic hordes. Pixel art. Hell was never so pixelated. Unique enemies. Every enemy type is different, and there are countless combinations. Engage the combat tactically and use their skills to your advantage. Gauntlet mode. Fighting the hordes of hell is fun, but surviving the growing waves of demon with a friend is even more fun. Invite your best buddy to try and reach the top together. This was, I think, $20, so half price. I paid $9.99 for it, something around there. And I just bought it because I was like, this is something I never really heard of. It seems like a unique title for the PS4 and a twin-stick shooter at that. Of course I'm going to pick it up, especially for $10. I looked up reviews. The reviews weren't so hot, but I played it, and I think I could get into it. It is pretty interesting. It wasn't until after I looked at the receipt when I got home, I realized that this game was a GameStop exclusive, at least in the physical form. When I saw it sitting there on the shelves, the shelves were kind of pretty bare to begin with. In fact, there were really no Switch games to speak of. And to see this sitting there, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll buy it new. Perfect, yeah, absolutely. Just for a unique title for the PS4. And it's really an unusual game because I guess there's an intro that's like about 1 minute long, and it's very confusing. And I think what happens is that a scientist opens the portal of hell to awake an ancient demon from his slumber and wants immortal life, and he kind of grants him that immortal life, but kind of he becomes a brain with a spinal cord or something like, or a skull with a spinal cord, and that's how he's got to live his life. But then he could possess other demons. So basically he possesses the other demons, and that's how you go through the game. And depending on what demon you possess, alters what what your shooting is and what your abilities are. So I could get behind this. This is an interesting game. It does seem to be pretty difficult, at least for me at first, but honestly, it's not bad of a game. In fact, I might buy this on Steam as well if I ever see it on Steam. In fact, I don't know if it is or not. Probably is. Whatever. Everything's on Steam, isn't it? All right, last game I bought at GameStop was Wreckfest for the PS4. Break the rules and take full contact racing to its limit with Wreckfest. Meaningful customization. Change not only the look of your cars, but also upgrade their body armor. Multiplayer. Wreck your friends online and take racing to the limit while chasing your demolition dominance. Challenge modes. Have hilarious fun with crop harvesters, lawnmowers, school buses, three-wheelers, and much more. I was on the fence about buying this one. It was a $40 game, and half price, I paid $20 for it. And the reason why I was on the fence of buying it, don't get me wrong, this is an excellent game, but the fact of the matter is, I've had this on Steam for a long time. I've actually been playing it on Steam. And despite the fact that I bought this on PS4, I'll probably still continue to play it on Steam just because of how I've progressed in that version. So unless something really happens with my Steam version, I can't see myself playing the PS4 version. I thought, since it is a physical, version of the game, hey, you know what? I'll buy a physical version of the game, because obviously you're not going to get a physical version with Steam. So I really just spent $20 just to have a physical version of this game. But the game itself is so awesome. It reminds me of those games like I played on the PS1, Destruction Derby and Destruction Derby 2. Destruction Derby 2 in particular. This just seems like an upgrade from that, like a major upgrade. But yeah, the menus can be a little bit confusing to navigate, I think, and the load times are pretty long between races. I'm just playing this on a regular PS4. But man, this game is so much fun. If you like Destruction Derby types of games, then you gotta get into Wreckfest. But yeah, I just had to get a physical copy of it, especially if it's gonna be half price. $20, great price for this game. Alright, I do have a couple other PS4 games I did pay full price for. And the first of these, I did pick up a copy of Persona 5 Royal, the Steel Book Edition. And because I do want to open this up, we're going to change the camera and I can open this up and talk about it. Alright, here we have Persona 5 Royal Steelbook Edition. That's one of the reasons I went ahead and bought this. If I didn't care about the Steelbook, I would have probably waited a little bit. But I love my Steelbooks. So, changing the world takes heart. And then I was almost going to read the Spanish part there. Prepare for an all-new RPG experience in Persona 5 Royal, based in the universe of the award-winning series Persona. Don the mask of Joker and join the Phantom Thieves of Hearts as they stage grand heists, infiltrate the minds of the corrupt, and make them change their ways. So, the footage I'm going to be showing off for this one is actually just going to be from the trailer. I'm not going to put this in the PS4 until I'm ready to play it. Part of the reason is because it is an RPG. I did play the original Persona 5, which I have right here. So again, this is the steelbook of this. The first Persona game was my favorite game on the PS1. And then I didn't get a chance to play any other Persona games until Persona 5 came out. It came highly recommended. So I saw the Steelbook and I bought it at Target, the original one. And I really, really liked the game to the point where I found myself playing through the game a second time in the New Game Plus before I realized it. So This one I almost didn't buy just because of the censorship they put in place in certain areas here, and I just hate it when they do censorship. And when I found out that the first Persona game had all this stuff censored and changed, I was kind of a little miffed. I hate it when they do that. And they did the same thing here with, I'm not going to go into the details with certain characters, and I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. And I actually had the pre-order of the big deluxe edition, and I canceled it. And then a week after the game came out, I was like, well, maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. So I actually had a $10 gift card at Best Buy, or a reward thing for Best Buy. I said, I'll pick it up at Best Buy. And again, this was after they were only doing drive-by pickups, so I ordered it, got my $10 off, paid $50 for it, and they threw it in the car. I'm like, okay. So I did open this up and to see what was inside. And again, these are my favorite kind of steel book cases, where it's got the plastic slip cover, and then everything comes out like that. That's just the way I like the steel books. I prefer it if they're all. The weird thing is that the game title is actually on the back. This is what the front is. So this is like the odd steelbook where it's in there backwards, but you really can't tell until you take it out. So yeah, there's that. And then I don't know if there's anything worth here. There's a sticker that was out for the free dynamic theme, and I don't know if I actually redeemed that or not. I probably didn't, but it's not on camera, so you didn't see it. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what this was. And yeah, Persona 5 Royal. I will play this after I'm done playing the next game I'm going to be showing off here. Also, for the PS4, I did get a copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and since this is a deluxe edition, I'm gonna change the camera angle again, open this up, and talk about it while I do that. All right, Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition. The legend returns for all generations. What begins as a rebellion against an evil corporation becomes much more, and what erupts goes beyond imagination. The story of this first standalone game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake project covers up to the party's escape from Midgar and goes deeper into the events occurring in the city than the original Final Fantasy VII. I have been playing this one a little bit. I'm like 5 hours into this, and I'm really enjoying it. But first, let's jump into what's in the steelbook. I can never remember which end to open this up at. But here's what I don't like. Okay, this feels nice. I bought this because I like the steelbook. That was the only reason I bought the deluxe edition, because I really, really, really like steelbooks like this. But what is the point of giving me a steelbook if you're just going to give me the regular game case anyway? Because what the hell am I supposed to... I like having the steelbook on the shelf. I should have realized this when I bought the deluxe edition and known it was going to be in a case like this. The steelbook and the game are both going to be in this case the whole time. So I can't really use the steelbook. But it is a nice steelbook. With Sephiroth on the front and then Final Fantasy Remake on the back. I just prefer like what you saw with the Persona 5 Royal, where it was just a steelbook and a slipcover over that. If that's available, that's the version I usually try to go with. I don't care about really any of this other stuff. But the other stuff is nice too. I mean, the soundtrack, and I do have a couple of Final Fantasy soundtracks here from the original I bought way back in the day too. So to have a mini soundtrack is pretty nice of the new one. Oh yeah, it was an art book. So we got this little art book, and I was thumbing through this. This is pretty nice. So yeah, nice hardcover too. And then the game itself, and the cover here is reversible. Okay, oh, you know what? That doesn't matter if I show the code because I already redeemed it. And the cover itself is reversible, so you could have the nice black or the remake. And again, there's another sticker. I pulled that off of the front when I unwrapped it. This is like the first PS4 game I've ever bought that came with 2 discs. You have to let me know if there are other games that do this, but there was a data install disc, so I had spent 45 minutes installing this, and then which is now in my PlayStation 4 right now. I'm playing the game, the gameplay disc. I know a lot of people probably just digitally downloaded it, but I'm not that way. I gotta have my physical copies if they're available. And a bunch of other... It's funny, they give you all this paper, but no manual. They give you an art book, but no manual. I don't know, I just feel like it's not complete if it doesn't have a manual. But again, that sentiment is is fading away these days. But again, here's the original. And again, this is not like just they pulled this off the shelf to throw in the box, because on the back, instead of a UPC code, it's not for resale. So they bothered to, oops, I bumped but they bothered to put a different label on this for not for resale. So why not just have the steelbook? I don't understand this. Why have the case and this? Just one or the other's fine. They do this a lot for some reason. And the other thing I wanted to show was just compare the two covers. We got the original Final Fantasy VII with the original case. I thought that was really cool nod. So yeah, I wouldn't reverse this because it's like this. But again, it's all gonna be in this box anyway. So I have been playing Final Fantasy VII. I wasn't sold on it until I played the demo, and I did put up a video of that. Let's get more of this stuff in frame here. So I did play the demo, and it was about an hour long. I was like, okay, I could see this. I was kind of like iffy about it because of being episodic, also not being turn-based either. And then I played the demo, and I started thinking, you know what, maybe it would be fun to play the same story, but in a different way. I pre-ordered it right after I played that demo. And again, I went into this and I played through that first section of the game again, and it was far easier for me this time. I was starting to realize how things were working and everything. But for me, like immediately after that, when you're out of that first area and you're looking around and you're starting to get full access to the game, now I'm completely sold on it. 5 hours in. And when I start playing this, I cannot stop. This is like the Animal Crossing of the PS4 for me, because time just flies when I'm playing this game. And it's like, oh, I remember this from that game. And when I'm done playing this, I'm going to have to look up YouTube videos to see comparisons of, I don't know why this isn't shot, but this versus that, because it's like, oh, it's been years. It's been probably a decade and a half since I played the original Final Fantasy VII. I played it a lot, but I don't really remember a lot, but I kind of vaguely remember this thing and that thing happening in game, and I know they added a lot more stuff in here, extra missions, things to take, so the story beats are kind of the same so far, but there's just, everything's just open up. There's so much detail in this game. I'm just impressed beyond words, really. It's really impressive what they did with this. More so than I thought, like really more so than I thought. So I am gonna be playing this, but then once I finish this, I'll go and play Persona 5 Royal, because I'm really interested in what's gonna happen here. Alright, I had recorded everything and I realized, oh damn, I didn't talk about the Steam games that I bought that I was gonna talk about. There's only 3 of them. We'll do it really quick right now. The first one I bought on March 6th, and for $1.74, I bought a game called Super Inefficient Golf. And basically, this is a golf game where the gimmick is, in order to move the ball, you have to place explosives on the ball and detonate them at specific times in order to change the trajectory or whatever. It is kind of a difficult game. I mean, to start out with, even the simplest things took me a while to get used to, but then I got used to that, and then the game just kept throwing more and more obstacles in my way, and you basically can layer the detonations to make them more powerful, and then while it's midair, you can detonate other bombs. I think you can do 4 of them. Each of them are color-coded in order to change the trajectory in midair. It's kind of a goofy game, but for $1.74, I was willing to give it a shot. Next up, on March 12th, for $2.49, and these are all sale prices. I bought everything basically on sale on Steam. That's how I do Steam. For $2.49, I bought a game called Music Racer, and I like these games where you can add your own music, and it kind of generates the levels as you play them. This one isn't that great, in my opinion. It could be hard to see sometimes if you're going over a hill what obstacles are coming up. But these types of games are just fun if you want to listen to your music but also want to kind of engage them a bit more. And $2.49 isn't a bad price for this. The thing I kind of liked about this one is not only could you use your own music or the game's built-in music, but it could also scan like YouTube, and you could just search for YouTube videos, like music videos, and play to those as well. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then finally, on the same day, March 12th, again on sale for $4.99. I bought Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, which also came with the original edition. I really don't know what the difference between the two is. And I kind of just bought this just because it was $5, because I already own this on the Xbox One. I have a physical version of it, but I feel that I'm more likely to play it on Steam than on the Xbox One because I barely turn the Xbox One on. So I'm just kind of glad I have a physical version as well as, you know, digital version on Steam. Just really quick, wanted to go over those 3 Steam games, and now onward with the regularly scheduled pickup video. And that's it for games, but as a bonus, you may be aware that I do kind of collect Pop vinyl figures. At one point I had over 450 of them, but I did sell off a lot of them, but I still get them from time to time. So I have 9, is it 9? Yeah, it looks like 9 Pop vinyl figures that I'm just going to show off here at the end of the video. So let's take a look at them. Alright, so let's take a look at these things. Oh, we got Billy Madison in a bathtub deluxe. I just thought it was funny, and this is that. If you're familiar with Billy Madison, this is where he's like, "Stop looking at me, Swan." It's Billy Madison in a bathtub. Also, I did buy this at GameStop when going out of business. The Sticky Note Man from Office Space. This was like less than $5, so I picked it up. I didn't have too many Funko Pops to choose from, but yeah, I picked up this one. And then I think at these two here, where did I get these from? I want to say it was Hot Topic or no, it was Amazon. I definitely got these at Amazon because they were on sale for $5 each. So we got Trevor Belmont and Vlada Dracula Tepes. I don't really, but Dracula, whatever. And then my wife pointed out to me that FYE, they had this exclusive limited edition Triclops from Masters of the Universe. So I do like the Masters of the Universe Funko Pops. I don't have them all, but when I see them, I do buy them. So I was willing to pay a little bit extra for a Triclops here. And then it was pointed out to me that there was one from last year that was an exclusive that I didn't get. So I went on eBay and I bought it. This was like $15, and I got the Buzz Off. I had to get Buzz Off because he was one of the figures that I really remember. I might still have him actually, which is funny. But yeah, this was like the 2019 limited edition, and I wound up getting this for a pretty good price. And the guy who sent it to me went all out. He put it in a case protector and everything. That wasn't even part of the deal. And it's like the only Funko Pop I have in a case protector, and he packaged it really well. This was just amazing the way he packaged this, and this thing is fantastic. Recently, Hot Topic had a buy two get one free, and my wife kind of wanted one, so I was like, okay, let's buy two get one free. And this is the one that she wanted. She wanted one of the troll ones because she's a big Trolls fan. She had a lot of them as a kid, I guess. So this is the orange troll. There's a bunch of different ones. In fact, we have one more coming. You'll probably never see it, but it's like the rainbow hair one, I think. I think it was a Funko pop-up shop exclusive. So I don't think we've gotten that one yet. Otherwise, I'd be showing it. But yeah, that was one. I usually get a Hulk. If I see a Hulk I don't have, Hulk is my favorite Marvel character, so I have tons of versions of Hulk. So I saw this one, and I was like, sure, why not get another Hulk? Got Shantae from Half Genie Hero. And again, I wasn't really too keen on picking this up, but you know, buy two get one free, and I'm very, very, very picky about the Funko Pops I get these days. All right, so a couple hours after I filmed everything for this video, I actually got in the mail the Funko Pop Blue Troll, Rainbow Troll thing that I was thinking of, I think, when I was making the video. So here's a picture of that. But not only that, I got something I completely forgotten I'd ordered, and that's this Faker, this He-Man Masters of the Universe Faker soda can with a action figure, and there's a little extra thing in there. It looks like a Pog or something. But I remember, and this was like $12. They had their pop-up shop, and I think it's because they would have normally sold these at conventions, but since there are no conventions now, they just put them all online. And so I bought the the Blue Troll along with because I thought that was interesting. In fact, I thought it was going to be a can of soda with the action figure. Instead, it's just an empty can with the figure inside. Yeah, I completely forgot I bought that stuff, so I figured I'd just squeeze it into this video here. Hey, and that's the end of the video. Nothing more. Who knows when the next pickup videos will be, because maybe I'll do, you know, less games. I don't know. I just feel like I have enough on my plate as it is. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.